Remember when you walked into Roblox and it just felt fun? No pressure to buy the most expensive item, no lights everywhere, just you and a million different worlds to explore. Lately, it feels like that magic is fading. Back then, the whole platform had a totally different vibe. You could jump into random games with your friends, mess around for hours, and actually have a blast without spending a single dime. Sure, there are always things you could buy, but I feel like the entire game is forcing you to open your wallet just to keep up. Now, every time you log in, it feels like you're being flooded with flashy pop-ups, corporate brand deals, and games that are basically designed to make you spend real money. It feels less like a playground and more like a giant marketplace. A lot of older players are getting tired of it. Honestly, it's hard to blame them. We're going to break down how Roblox shifted from a place focused on pure creativity to a place that feels a bit too corporate, and look at what exactly made those older years feel so special. We're going to talk about why so many people feel like Roblox lost its way, and why we're looking back at the prime era of 2016 to 2025 like it was a golden age. Here's the issue. Roblox isn't a hobby project anymore. It's a massive company, and when a company grows that big, it starts caring way more about its investors and its players. When investors are the main priority, the goal shifts. It's no longer about how do we make this the best place for kids to hang out. It becomes how do we keep people addicted so they spend more money. Everything from the way the shop is set up to how games are pushed on the front page feels like it's designed to squeeze every penny out of you. And when a company gets this focused on growth and money, they start cutting corners. The biggest corners are cutting safety. Think about how the home screen looks now. It's packed with games that use bright lights, random rewards, and timers that make kids feel like they'll miss out if they log off. It's the same physiological tricks casinos use, but built for children. Instead of showing the most creative or fun games, Roblox pushes the ones that are best at tricking players into buying Robux. They want kids to stay glued to the screen for hours, because the longer a kid plays, the more likely they're to ask for their parents' credit card to buy a virtual shirt or shiny new item. But the real problem is what happens behind the scenes when money comes first. Protecting millions of kids online is incredibly expensive. It takes a massive team of real human beings to watch our chats, review games, and ban predators. But hiring real people costs a lot of money, and it hurts the company's profits. So to keep investors happy, Roblox relies way too much on cheap, broken automation and bots handling moderation. The result? Innocent players get banned for no reason but mistake, while actual dangerous predators and inappropriate games slip through the cracks every single day. Parents think their kids are playing in a safe, digital backyard, but Roblox has basically left the front gate unlocked because fixing the fence would cost too much money. They're choosing bigger profit margins over the actual well-being of the kids who made them rich in the first place. We need to talk about the elephant in the room, child safety. There have been way too many stories and reports about bad actors trying ways to get to kids on the platform. Even with all the rules and safety updates, like the age verification, Roblox Select, they brag about in press releases. It feels like they're just trying to hide the problem rather than actually fixing it. They talk about fancy new filters or AI tools, but predators still find ways around them. Instead of admitting there's a real serious issue in putting real human effort into moderation, the company often seems to downplay it. It's like they're terrified that if they admit how bad it is, the stock price will drop. But at what cost? A company shouldn't be gambling with the safety of its younger players just to keep the investors happy. When you actually look at how kids use the platform, the danger isn't just a real glitch. It's happening every single day. The company wants to throw around buzzwords and promise that their automated systems will catch everything. But anyone who spends 5 minutes on the app knows that is a lie. Bad actors aren't stupid. They know exactly how to change your spelling, use emojis as codes, or trick the system to avoid getting caught. By relying entirely on software instead of hiring actual people to monitor chats and forums, the company is leaving the doors wide open. Automated filters can't understand context, they don't catch grooming behavior early on, and they certainly don't replace the common sense of a human reviewer. What makes this truly frustrating is a lack of accountability. Every time a major news outlet exposes a new loophole or a terrible incident occurs, the response from the top is always the same: a copy and paste public relations statements saying how much they care about safety. It feels completely hollow. It's glaringly obvious that their main priority isn't protecting your child, it's protecting their image. They worry that if they get honest about how deep this problem goes, parents will pull their kids off the app, advertisers will run away, and the stock value will tank. Behind the corporate excuses and how open the bad news blows over is a dangerous game to play. No amount of profit or investor satisfaction is worth putting a child's well-being at risk. It's time for them to stop worrying about their bank accounts, face the music, and completely rebuild their safety system from the ground up with real human supervision. Kids deserve a safe place to play, and parents deserve a peace of mind and not empty promises. So, why do we look back at 2016 to 2025 as a prime era? It wasn't perfect, but it had a soul. It was a place where creativity was the main focus. You could hop into a random game made by a kid in her bedroom, and it might be the most fun you had all week. The community felt like a community. not a marketplace. Back then, the platform felt like a giant playground. Now, it feels like a giant shopping mall where every store's trying to sell you something you don't need. Everywhere you click, there's a pop-up asking for your credit card or a timer trying to trick you into buying fake coins. It ruins the fun because you can't even finish the level without hitting a paywall. We miss the days when the game was the point, not the business. Making a great game used to be about sharing a cool deal with your friends and seeing what happened. If the game got popular, it was because it was genuinely fun, not because a big company spent millions on ads to force them to the front page. Developers care about making people smile, not about maximizing how much cash they could drain from a purse pocket. We need that spark back, where the users were the center of the universe, not the shareholders. We wanted to go back to a time when logging on felt like an adventure, not a chore, and where the next big hit could come from anyone with a computer in a dream. Do I think the company is going to suddenly change? Honestly, probably not. But we have to keep talking about it. We have to demand better. We shouldn't accept a platform that cares more about a growth chart than it does about the people actually using the site. If you missed the way things were, you're not alone. The OG feel of Roblox wasn't just about the code or the old maps. It was about a culture that valued fun and safety over everything else. Let me know in the comments. What do you miss most about old Roblox?